I'm going to teach you the next step in the sourdough making process. It's called stretch and fold. So what we do, instead of traditional kneading of the dough where you push the air out, we want to stretch it. So you kind of grab a big chunk of it, you stretch it, you fold it over, and then you give the bowl a little turn, and then you repeat the process on the next part of the dough. What that looks like is, here's my dough here, and I'm going to use my hands. I don't wear gloves because I think it's very wasteful, but I do sanitize my hands very well before I do this. And then you scoop your hand around the edge of the bowl, grab a chunk, and then pull it inwards. And then you do that again around the next little section. And you can see I've left my dough for a few hours and come back to it, and it's quite nice and stretchy. Your dough won't always be like this. It just depends on the loaf and the temperature. But you just keep on doing this, and you do it 20 or so times. You basically keep on doing this until you have a really nice, smooth, elastic dough. Thanks, Albie. You should be able to just pick it up, shake it out, stretch it. So you can see there's not much left on the bowl. I did use like the side of my hand to kind of scrape it all out at the start. And now it's just a matter of stretch, fold, little turn, grab it again, shake it out if it's not stretching fully, and continue the process. So 20 of those down or thereabouts. And you just make it into a nice ball and leave it. You cover it again and leave it for about half an hour or so. And in half an hour's time, you repeat it, but you do that stretch and fold only about 4 to 6 times. You don't have to do it 20 times again. Okay, so I have my dough here. It's been sitting for about half an hour since the first stretch and fold. So I'm going to do that process again. So I'm going to grab some of the dough, stretch it up, and fold it in. So this is nice and stretchy once again. It's gotten that elastic back. Pull it up. So that's the third one. I'm going to do 2 more. This is 4. And then bringing it all together. That's stretch number 5. Oh, one more for good luck. And so I put it back in my bowl. It just sits there like this. Cover it back up and leave that for another half hour and repeat that process. You're going to do that 2 more times at least. So a total of 3 stretch and folds where you do the stretch and fold 4 to 6 times. This is excluding that first one where you do it 20 times. So 20, 4, 4, 4, and in between each one, there's like half an hour at least. You can leave it longer. Doesn't matter if you leave it longer. Doesn't matter if you leave it overnight and it rises. You can always come back to it and keep stretching and folding it. But it is important that you do the stretch and folds. Even if it has risen, you come back to it and do that again, because that's what helps the gluten form and gives the bread its like beautiful texture. So yeah.